Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bachelor Nation official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Mark Anderson, the Golden Bachelorette star, may be the hot dad to end all hot dads, but producers may decide to cast him as the next Golden Bachelor because of his warning signs. The father of Kelsey Anderson, the winner of The Bachelor Season 28, Mark, was cast in the hopes of falling in love with Joan Vassos. Even though Mark is a widower who lost his wife to cancer after a protracted fight, he maintains his optimism that he will find the love of his life. Without Kelsey's help, Mark would have won over Bachelor Nation. So far, Mark's time on the Golden Bachelorette has been a mixed bag. Even though he's progressed further in the season than some had anticipated, it's evident that he and Joan are still struggling to establish a mutually beneficial relationship. The Golden Bachelorette's first lead, Joan, is learning how to take the show's lead as she goes along, but she's faced with difficult choices this season. Even though she likes Mark, it's obvious that something is keeping them from developing a closer relationship. Mark has several warning signs, yet he has the potential to be a fantastic Golden Bachelor candidate. Although Mark hasn't come across as a production plant because of his stint on the Golden Bachelorette, there is an excessive amount of evidence that suggests he might be one. Kelsey, Mark's daughter, made an appearance alongside Joey Graziadei on Season 28 of The Bachelor. Mark was introduced as Kelsey's loving widowed father on that season's hometown dates. He questioned Joey at first, but eventually welcomed him into the family. Mark was instantly adored by Bachelor Nation, who dubbed him the hot dad of the season and wished Kelsey and Joey would get back together so they could watch him on TV once more. The possibility of Mark joining the show thrilled Bachelor Nation, but as viewers realized he ought to be on the Golden Bachelorette, tensions increased. Given Mark's ties to the other Bachelor seasons, it's plausible that the producers of The Bachelor paid attention to what fans were saying when they cast the Golden Bachelorette for Season 1. Mark might have been curious about the experience, or he might have wished to become well known by making an appearance in the franchise's most recent season. He might even be preparing to take on the role of the Golden Bachelor. Mark seems to be holding back a little on the Golden Bachelorette, despite the fact that he seems to be doing his hardest to show Joan his honest and sensitive sides. Given that he has spent years raising his children alone after their mother passed away, it is likely rare that Mark will share the details of his tragic, life-changing past. Even though Mark has been opening up to Joan, Bachelor Nation has noticed that the widower still maintains a wall, which has many questioning if he is using the Golden Bachelorette for other purposes. Even while it's more likely that Mark is being sincere with Joan, it's still possible that he's holding back because he wants to be off the show completely. Given his popularity within Bachelor Nation, it's possible that Mark is trying to use his involvement on the Golden Bachelorette as a way to gain traction and gain the resources necessary to succeed as the next Golden Bachelor. Mark would be able to leave a lasting impression on the franchise and take control of his Bachelor love story if he were to find himself in charge of the Golden Bachelor Season 2. Although some of the other boys of the season have overshadowed Mark's time on the Golden Bachelorette, it has been fascinating to follow Mark's relationship with Joan for a number of reasons. Even though he's somewhat guarded, Mark has managed to convey that he finds Joan interesting enough to continue with the Bachelor franchise series. Regretfully, given how Bachelor Nation hopefuls typically turn out, Mark might be a wolf in sheep's clothing, deceiving Joan and the audience. While Mark's actions haven't raised too many red flags, Jerry Turner's on Golden Bachelorette did. Mark's experience on the Golden Bachelorette has been oddly favorable, even though he might have a stronger case for being sincere on reality TV. In the long run, the Golden Bachelorette star can turn out to be a villain and deceive Bachelor Nation in a similar manner to how Jerry did in the first season of the show. Even while Mark's closet may not contain as many skeletons as Jerry's did, there are undoubtedly certain things from Mark's background that could tarnish the impression that Bachelor Nation has of him. Many hope Mark is totally sincere, for Joan's sake. Even though Mark has been doing a fantastic job with Joan on the Golden Bachelorette, a lot of people might think that his character is too wonderful to be true. Given that Joan is seeking for someone to spend the second act of her life with, Mark appears like a fantastic fit based on his behavior on the Golden Bachelorette, which has modeled everything women look for in a potential romantic relationship. As Joan progressed through the Golden Bachelorette process, she gave Mark too much of a chance, even though she knew that Jerry had tricked Bachelor Nation with a charming image. As he progresses through his time on the Golden Bachelorette, Mark is a darling who responds to all of Joan's inquiries with compassion and openness. He also shows her his emotional vulnerability. It feels like he's being overly open, kind, and friendly while the cameras are around, but this could all be true. Given how heartfelt he has always been, several people who have never seen Mark on TV have grown suspicious of his recent appearances. While the Golden Bachelorette progresses, viewers will be watching Mark closely in case he is speaking the truth. Fans of Bachelor Nation anticipated that on the first night of the Golden Bachelorette, Mark Anderson would suddenly appear and win Joan Vassos over. That has not taken place. Is Kelsey's father around for his own gain rather than Joan's? For more on the conjecture, continue reading. A fan of Bachelor Nation believes that Joan Vassos is not suitable for any suitor. Although the Golden Bachelorette season has just begun, some fans believe they know how it will finish. And like Teresa Nist and Jerry Turner from the Golden Bachelor, it's another not-so-happy ending. One user expressed on Reddit that they didn't think any of the 24 suitors were a good fit for Joan Vassos. Usually, I have at least 2 to 3 front-runners from day one, they clarified. Mark seems to be the only one who is cute. In addition to his great looks, he exudes charm. However, I don't sense that he is a serious person. I may be totally wrong, but it appears like he is aware of his attractiveness and charm, therefore I'm not sure whether he is being sincere. Other admirers agreed, particularly in reference to Kelsey's father. I concur with you 100 points, I doubt she will choose any of them. She seems very uninteresting to me. She may be lovely, but other from going through the terrible loss of her spouse, I don't think she has much depth. I could picture them concentrating simply on her appearance and not feeling the need to highlight her personality, thus perhaps they're giving her a negative edit. I don't see it either, unless they fixed it so Kelsey's dad won. Mark is very attractive and seems to enjoy living in the mansion, but it's possible that he isn't looking for a wife right now. I also find it hard to believe she chooses anyone. No one is relocating because she and all the men adore their families. I believe she will back out of every one of them. She isn't prepared to move away from her family or commit to another man. Mark Anderson, a plant or a Golden Bachelorette? Why is Mark Anderson on the Golden Bachelorette if he isn't there out of love? He acknowledges that he has begun to fall for Joan in a preview video for this week's program, but is he telling the truth? Screen Rant conjectured that Mark Anderson is a plant that produces. His reason? According to the site, he's merely participating in the show to win the lead position in Season 2 of The Bachelor. Although a second season of the spin-off has not yet been confirmed by ABC, since Mark Anderson's debut on Season 28 of The Bachelor, fans have been clamoring for him to be hired. Do you believe Mark Anderson is there really or only in anticipation of a different reality TV program? Post your thoughts in the comments section.